you can't pull them up.
Yep.
And then sabi niya, so what should I do? And I told him, you have to cut ties. Alright, so that's the overview of the LC100, the base camp. Now we go to the Jeep. So usually I drive the Jeep. I'm the lead when it comes to the pack when we're driving before setting up camp. And I really like driving this Jeep. It has the DTE, which is kind of like turbo. It helps me to easily overtake, lalo na pag medyo may mga mababagal na truck. Alam naman natin pag papuntang campsite, hindi may iwasan na kailangan mag-overtake minsan. So it's really super helpful. I set it to the red option, and that allows me to really, when I put my foot on the pedal, it just really zooms and I'm able to overtake with ease, even if marami kaming karga. So same with the Land Cruiser. This one, we didn't install anything branded for the front bumper. It's just generic. This one's just China, so no brand, but it's a very respectable looking front bumper. It's also steel, so matibay siya. Then we have the PIAA LED beam lights. We have the Kings winch, pretty much the same winch as what we have in the Land Cruiser. And we have the winch hook here. I think overall it's a smaller winch. It's not as large as the Land Cruiser. And then we have the antenna for the ham radio. We use a different brand for the ham radio of the Jeep. So iba yung receiver, iba yung mic niya than the one in the Land Cruiser. But GME din yung antenna, so it's pretty much the same. For the mags, we have the Method bronze-colored mags. And then for the tires, we have the Mickey Thompson Baja Legend. This one, really Joel's choice, but I like it, so I didn't ask him to change it na. It's really nice looking. I've gotten a lot of compliments already for how the Jeep looks like in general. So looks like a lot of people really like the look, and I kept it. For the suspension, I know that you guys don't see it, but we're also rocking Old Man M for the suspension, and it's a 2-inch lift. Any more than that, medyo mahirap nang pumasok sa mall. And I like using the Jeep, so I want it to be mall friendly. So we have the PIAA square lights on both sides. I really like that one. I've seen a lot of Jeeps rock those, and I really find it super helpful to have that. And I have the roof lights, the PIAA roof lights. There was one time I had to drive by myself to look for the others in camp sa Rio Magdalena to, in Laguna. And the grass were this tall, and it's pretty thick. And I pretty much couldn't see anything, especially if I'm just rocking the front lights kasi matangkad yung damo. So I had to turn on all the lights, and it was super bright. And because of that, I got to find them easily, and they got to also see where I am easily. So we were able to reach out to each other. And finally, I was able to find camp. This roof rack is not drilled in. Nakapatong lang siya. So there are pros and cons. It's easy to install and easy to remove. The cons is, hindi ka pwedeng umakyat dyan at maglagay ng maraming bagay kasi baka masira yung pinagkakabitan niya. Going in, medyo magulo. We do have the radio, the ham radio here. So nakasabit lang siya. We do have the entertainment system. I'm using an ASDOM rear viewer and dash cam. And then I replaced this one, the original Jeep handles, because I found some in Lazada na may lalagyan ng shades. So I have a shades container here, which is very helpful. And both sides ko siyang ginawa. I also have the grab bars. This one doesn't come with stock. This one I had to install. I bought in Lazada as well. So I know medyo magulo yung, andito pa yung damit ko, papunta dito. Leadership stack shirt. I'm rocking one right now. This is the other one, less of myself, more of a leader. We still have a lot of stock if you want to make a statement of what you believe in, if we have the same principles. please do get one. It's at leadershipstack.com. You can buy it in the merchandise there. We have a lot of statements printed on our shirts, and it's mostly about leadership, entrepreneurship, and management. Moving here at the back, hindi ko pa nalalagyan to ng fold-out table, which is quite popular sa mga Jeeps. Maybe that's an upgrade that I have na nakalatag, because that's super helpful. But right here we have the Mammoth lithium-ion battery power station. This is the first time I'm rocking this one because before, nasira siya. So I had it repaired, medyo matagal lang before it came back to me. And there are still some things that aren't working right now, so I might have to have it repaired again. But so far, we're able to use some of the power outlets. It's still 81%. So, ang lakas niya. It's not gonna run out. Even if you're camping for like 4 days, I don't think you're gonna run out of juice. I also installed these bags. I have one here. I have another one here and another one there. These bags are largely to put stuff in. You know, when you're running a Jeep, you would realize hindi siya maraming storage out of the casa. So I bought these ones off of Lazada so I can put stuffs there. And then we have hooks. This one is just U-green hooks. Generic, you can buy them off of Lazada as well. And because niligyan ko siya ng bag dito, hindi na umaabot yung ilaw dito sa gabi. So I put this automatic lights. It's a motion sensor activated lights. And whenever you are here at the back and it senses that you are here, it just turns on. So right now, dahil maliwanag pa, hindi siya nag-on. Pero mamaya madilim na, automatic mag-on siya kung nasense niya may tao. So we have nature hike fans. I really love this fan, the nature hike fan. Medyo mahal siya, but it lasts the whole night. You don't need to charge it, you don't need a power bank. It has a light as well that comes with it. So really, really helpful. I love using this fan. I've used a lot of fans before, like this one's generic. May ilaw din, but this one's like dead in like 3 to 4 hours, depending on the power setting that you're using, the fan speed. This one, even if you use the second to the highest fan speed or even the highest fan speed, it's gonna last you the whole night. So I haven't seen a fan that's able to do that, that's portable. So I really like this one. I always bring this with me. This one is the Fukuda Bluetooth speaker. If you want to order, I'm friends with the owner, si Ahe Gilbert. This is actually quite cheap, this Bluetooth speaker, and it sounds very, very good. So I cannot recommend it enough. Headlamp. I'm using the headlamp from Decathlon. This one's also cheap. Actually, you can go with any headlamp as long as it has red light and white light. This one has red light. I like the red light because if you're like me, may mga kasama ako sa roof tent, pag naka-white light ka, masisilawan sila eh. Lalo na pag natutulog na sila or tulog na sila, masisilawan sila eh. So I like the red light because it doesn't really distract anyone. If they're sleeping or kakapikit lang ng mata nila, hindi siya nakakasilaw. And also, insects are not attracted to red light. I don't think they see red light. That's why they're not attracted to it. If you are using white light, sure ball, every night, you're gonna attract insects to your face. And this one's USB rechargeable. I prefer USB rechargeable. I really don't like bringing batteries with me. So always go with the USB rechargeable ones. We have a lot of ropes. We have a ratchet here. I'm using the CAT ratchet, CAT ratchet. I'm not gonna bring it out. You can buy it off of Lazada. I really, really like it, especially if you're going to put stuff on your roof rack. That's what I use. I use the CAT ratchet rope to tie it down. For the awning, we have the Mammoth blade awning, I think is what it's called, 270 degrees. And you don't have to put down the poles to make it stand. So it opens very, very easily and it closes very, very easily. But one of the things that I always forget to do is I always forget to go home and make sure it's dry. So may nakikita na tayong konting molds dito. And really, if you just forget to dry your awning, this is what happens, and you wouldn't want that. It doesn't really hurt you. What would hurt you more is if you don't waterproof it tapos tumutulo na siya. Mas hassle yun. Yeah, I don't have a rear bumper, a rear steel bumper for the Jeep. It's just the stock bumper. I didn't put a lot of upgrades here pa because I got this just this January, and usually I buy cars secondhand. So this one's also secondhand, the Land Cruiser secondhand. These are pretty old vehicles, but Joel fixes it up very nicely. So he checks everything, he makes sure it runs well. He personally uses them as well. So he won't sell you anything na hindi niya mismo gagamitin. That's what I love about that guy. And when I bought it, it was stock, and then siya na nagkabit ng mags, ng wheels, the roof rack, everything. So I don't really like upgrading everything or a lot right off the bat. Dinadahan-dahan ko siya because as a camper, you want to experience first what you would really need or what you would really want before you spend on anything. The good thing about Overland Kings is they allow you to try things out. They have stock that allow you to try it out without pay. You don't need to pay, just try it out first. Maybe camp once or twice. If you like it, you buy it. If you don't, then you go for another one, no problem. So that's something I really like about Overland Kings and how Joel runs his business. Very beginner friendly. So if you are looking for a camping rig or you already have a vehicle, you want it set up, please get in touch with them. I cannot recommend them enough. I hope you guys enjoyed this short run through of what we have with the Land Cruiser and the Jeep. This is the first time I'm doing this. Please let me know what you think. Masyado bang mabilis? Masyado bang big picture? Kulang ba sa nitty-gritty? Meron ba kayo sa mga gear ko na nagtataka kayo, uy, ano kaya yun? We'll clarify it maybe in the next video or in the comment section. Or if you want links to some of the gears here, if I bought them online, I'll link them to you. Just let me know which one you're wondering about. Thanks guys, hope you enjoyed this episode and I'll see you next time.
Going to the next question. This is a little bit far out, okay? But what's the most surprising thing you have encountered when running a business?
Surprising thing I
Yep.
have encountered when running a business. Honestly, I'm still surprised that there are some big companies who don't pay. My audience reaction dun. hindi lang not pay on time ah. They don't pay. In fact, we're about to send a demand letter and file a court case against a company who hasn't paid us 3 years. And they have no plans to pay because whenever I send a message to one of the board members, they would respond. But whenever I touch base about collection, they just leave me hanging. Wala silang response about it. So, the only way to go ahead, because it is a sizable amount, it's a 7-digit amount, is to file a court case na against them. Send them a demand letter first, and then file a court case. So, for me, medyo surprised pa rin ako na parang, you guys are such a big company, you know, and you can pay immediately. No problem. Bakit kailangan nyo pang hintayin na mag-send ng demand letter at mag-file ng court case before you pay? Because we're not like that eh.
Mhm.
We have suppliers, we pay them immediately.
Sure.
ASAP, as soon as we can.
Yep. Every person, when we buy a thing, we pay, right? When we consume
Yeah.
something, we pay right away,
Yeah.
right? That's also surprising for me
Yeah, diba?
to think they have the resources already, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Another question related to business, not leadership, okay? So, how do you see SEO Hacker in 5 years from now?
Hopefully, we've expanded to the rest of Southeast Asia market, preferably English-speaking ones. And we also have expanded our back office to Bacolod. Maybe even having some night shift people there and other provinces as well. We're looking to be able to support economies of other provinces and be able to hire from other provinces who are willing to learn, who are willing to work alongside us and adapt. And we have, hopefully by then, we have our headquarters done, the building, and we have more people in sales. We have our C-suite complete, our C-level executives complete already. And we have our upper level management. We don't have it yet.
Yep.
We only have mid-level management. Hopefully we have upper level, mid-level, and lower level management by then. 5 years. Yeah,
Good. That's ambition then.
that's ambition.
That being complacent. Because actually, Sean, I thought that you already have a good business, you just settle down, right? That's what I was thinking, right? But
Yeah.
I see in you, you have ambition, you want to grow.
Yes, and we have our purpose statements.
Right, right.
It's to be able to expand that purpose statements to more people,
Mm-hmm.
because we want to support more people's livelihoods and families. Diba yun yung isa sa purpose statements?
Correct.
How can we achieve that if we're going to say, okay na to, pahinga na ako,
Correct,
diba?
correct.
We can't achieve that purpose statement. So we have to keep on going and pushing forward to that purpose statement that we have,
Correct.
and making sure that we live it out. It's not just writings on a wall.
Personally, I value that one actually. Person with ambition doesn't want to settle, and then because I've seen a lot of people really just want to settle, and then you want to push them, but really you can't, right?
Yeah.
It's like what you told a team member of ours.
Yeah.
You know, how do you encourage someone?
Yeah.
Okay, and then you went up the chair
Yeah.
and you told him, okay, take my hand, try to
Yeah.
pull me.
Yeah.
I'll help you. Try to
Yeah.
pull me. So then he tries to pull your hand,
Yeah.
and then you get destabilized right away.
Yeah.
So that I think you told him that if you go at the top, it's more unstable. So you want to go settle na lang kasi mas dangerous sa taas. So why do you go in a risky place than right?
Actually, yung nangyari nun, you understood it differently.
Really?
But that's a good lesson.
Okay.
But that's a good lesson. I told him, go up a chair.
Uh-huh.
Kasi ang sabi niya sa akin, yung mga barkada niya, medyo ano daw yung lifestyle, medyo party-party pa.
Okay.
And siya daw yung naghihila sa kanila pataas.
Correct.
So I told him, oh, go up a chair. Oh, you try to pull me. Hirap siya. And then I pulled him down, sobrang dali. So sabi ko, it's always easier to pull someone down. So if you're always around those people, sure ball, they'll pull you down. You can't pull them up.
Yep.
And then sabi niya, so what should I do? And I told him, you have to cut ties. And you have to be people who are on the top. And there's a lot of them there because a lot of them can easily pull you up. Kung isa lang yun nandun, mahirapan din siya buhatin ka pataas. Kung marami sila, lahat sila bubuhatin ka pataas, madali lang yun. Cut ties with those who are going to pull you down. Quit those relationships.
Still the same advice. Medyo iba lang pala yung interpretation ko. Okay. Going to the next question now. Okay, this is about leadership again. What method do you use to control risk in making your business decisions?
The execom. If it's a big business decision, I always run it by the execom. It's you, Apple, and Vic. Kasi there are a lot of business decisions right now that are quite risky for me kasi we're expanding. So for example, the Singapore Business Expo this August, first time natin gagawin yun ever. I don't think I've ever rented the booth in our country sa mga expo dito. And yet, I'm doing it in Singapore. So, yun pa lang, sobrang big risk na siya. And it's not cheap. It's a sizable amount. So, I make sure to run it by you. And I want to know what you think. And then also, I did my research. Is it a legitimate expo? Marami ba talagang tao? Saan ba yung booth natin located? Diba? Dun ba sa maraming foot traffic? I try to lower our risk as much as I can by getting the best possible deal and also by asking your thoughts about this new thing that we're about to do. And of course, I pray about it. I ask God for wisdom. What should we do? Is this something that you want me to do? Is this where you want to expand SEO Hacker? You have to really ask for advice. And if you read the Bible in the book of Proverbs, it says there that with many advisors, you can win wars.
I agree. And on my take on that, how do we lower risk? We always think of a contingency plan. No, plan A, plan B, plan C, hanggang plan X.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes, you have a next plan. If this doesn't work, next plan. So you have to really plan ahead. But of course, there's another mindset that you can't plan everything, but at least you planned something. That matters, right?
Very good approach.
Yep. Okay, follow-up question from our team member.
Yeah, so we were talking about risks a while ago. Is there like a proper procedure how to solve a problem? So do you solve a problem by first giving the solution, like working on the solution now, like the plan B of that, and then following after attacking now what caused the problem, or you understand first what caused the problem, take a little bit of time there,
Yeah.
and then you put the solution right after.
So the question has nothing to do naman with the risk question, no?
No,
It's about problems.
yes, what
How to
happens
solve.
if that risk isn't avoided and the problem happens?
Okay, what happens if the risk is not avoided and then the problem happens? What do we do? I'd go for the latter kasi I always want to solve the root of the problem, not the symptom. Diba? Parang sa sakit lang yan eh. If you keep on eating processed food, then you have cancer, would you rather go through chemotherapy or change your lifestyle? If both would be able to lower the symptom, but one of them is targeting the root of the problem. The other one is just targeting the symptom. Meaning, kahit mawala yung cancer mo, gumaling ka, nag-relapse, cancer-free ka na, but you keep doing the same lifestyle, the chances of you having cancer again and having it relapsing is very high. So it's the same with business. If you just keep targeting the symptom, killing the symptoms, pati yung good people man-apektuhan sometimes eh, if you solve the symptoms lang. But if you go and take time to understand the root problem and you want to be able to dissect it with such accuracy and such intensity that you really want to change whatever it is that caused the symptom, for me, that's always the better choice. And I would always go for that. So, you take the time to understand what caused the problem, what is the root. Is it because mainit lang ba talaga ulo ni client? Or yung account manager may problema talaga? Or yung whoever, talagang may ginawang mali. And sakit niya talaga yon. Paulit-ulit niyang ginagawa yung maling yun, kaya nainis si client. Hindi ka titigil lang sa, mali ito, so solve na lang natin. Hindi pwede eh. You have to solve it, and then you have to ask yourself, what caused that issue? And then you have to go deeper and figure out, is it my personnel? Is it because of what they're doing? Is it because we didn't train them enough? Do we need to retrain them? And if we did retrain them, did they learn from it? Or did they not learn from it? Did they choose to keep on making the same mistake? So all of these things are a chain of events of you, the business owner or the leader, trying to figure out how can we solve the root of the problem? Is it solvable? And if not, then should I change processes or should I change the people involved? Should I change manpower, diba? So there's always a solution to the root of the problem if you have the courage to do whatever it takes or to do what has to be done to be able to excise the cancer cells or the root of the problem.
I'll add something to that.
Yeah.
There's also one thought then kasi that when there's a problem and you want to fix it, but may element kasi in the real life, no, may element na you have to give an interim solution, eh. A fast one first. So you act fast first, and then while you give the interim solution, you find the root cause. So what's your point on that one?
Parang tinurukan mo ng morphine muna agad kasi umaaray na ng malakas eh.
Yun nga,
diba?
yun nga.
So, yes, I agree with that.
You
I
agree with that?
If the patient is crying, wild na siya, nagwawala na, turukan mo muna ng morphine. Right? You have to calm things down and then try to solve the root of the problem.
Yes, so problem solvers follow that tip.
Yeah.
Okay? So you don't take a long time to solve it because sometimes it really takes a lengthy time, right,
Yeah.
to find the root cause.
Yeah.
So you have to think of interim solutions. It might not be one, it might be two, right? So as long as you do something,
Yep.
you cannot be just sitting down there and telling them, wait lang. Right? Right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
We agree.
Yes,
we
of
agree.
course. Good stuff. Good input.
Good.
Good input.
Okay, so another follow-up question from our team member.
Okay, so sir, this is related naman to the contentment and being ambitious point that you made earlier. So, I myself have a lot of business ideas that I came that I thought of even way before pa, like when I was a child. And I know a lot of people that has a lot of business ideas.
Yeah.
And some of them have the means to start a business in terms in financially speaking. Coming from you, sir, who a person who has a lot of business, how do you usually know when a business idea is worth launching?
For me, yung seryoso sila about the business,
Yes, sir.
yung tipong parang medyo make or break yung buhay nila.
Yes.
Number one, if you can be the best at it. I always think about that. If you cannot be the best at it, if you cannot be at least the top 5 at it, don't do it. It's not worth your time. Kasi a business will consume your life eh. It will consume your time, your mental capacity. You'll keep thinking about it. You'll keep problem solving. You'll keep managing people. You'll keep thinking about their problems. It will consume you. So, if it will consume you that much resources, time, effort, manpower, mental health, whatever it is that it will consume, if it will consume you that much, and yung kikitain mo ganito lang din, wag na lang. And if you're not the top 5%, you have to fight the price war, which I don't like fighting. So a lot of people kasi start business,
Passion.
hindi passion. Yun
Hindi
nga yung
passion.
problema eh.
Ayun
They
nga.
start business na, ito, kumikita, gagayahin ko na lang. Maraming ganon. Kumikita yun, gayahin ko na lang. For example, milk tea, malakas ngayon. Milk tea business ako. Or coffee shop, malakas ngayon. Coffee shop ako. I'm not saying it's bad, it's wrong. If you're passionate about it,
Mhm.
you have unlimited fuel, you have innovative ideas on how to be the top 5%, by all means go for it. Pero if you just want to be a me too business, it's not worth. It's not worth. I'd rather not start a business if it's just gonna be like that. So, what is the flip side if you're the top 5%? You don't need to fight the price war. You can demand whatever price you want, and clients will still want to hire you because you're the best. And that's where we are right now. Diba? It makes for a very good business, and not just that does it make for a very good business, it makes for very good livelihoods for those who work in the business. We can pay better all of our people. We have better packages, we have better benefits. When I started, we didn't have any benefits. Zero, kahit government benefits. I started without government benefits. I started as a freelancer. And SEO was not even in the area of marketing managers. Wala silang budget for SEO when I started. But I rolled the dice there because I thought, someday this is gonna be big. Because during that time, people were searching in Google. A lot of people were searching in Google. It's just a matter of time when millennials like me will take over the market, and then sino yung mga purchaser, sino yung mga i-hire nila? Sino yung mga pagbibilhan nila ng supplies? Those who are searchable in Google. So I bet on that. I worked hard on that. And by God's grace, a series of divine interventions happened. And now we're known as literally the best SEO company here. So we can demand good prices. And that's how we pay our people well. And that's how we have a good career path that we're able to engineer right now for every position in the team. Dati wala naman eh. Wala namang position eh. Dati meron lang writer, blog manager. Yun na. Okay na yun. Diba? Wala tayong TR, wala tayong TL, wala tayong C-level executive, walang COO, wala operations manager, walang marketing manager, walang CT, wala lahat yan. Walang SEO specialist, wala account manager dati. I'm able to start these positions because the company is growing, because we have more money going around, because we can demand good prices. And they're still wanting to hire us, even if we demand high prices. Why? Because of the value we deliver. It's not just because we have a good brand. We're the best because our results are the best.
Okay, I'll stick with the business questions, okay? Following it up, when's the right time to start a business?
Now, anytime. As long as it's the right business. As long as you think you can be the top 5%,
Mm-hmm.
you see that this is a business I can die with. This is a business that I will work for even if I don't make any money for the first couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
But I can beat the top 5%. Start it now.
Start it now. So, I think the summary of it all is find what you can do best right? So that's how you start a business?
Yep.
Okay. I'll start, I'll start thinking of that one. Just joking.
No,
Okay.
for me, honestly, I'm such a herald of entrepreneurship because I think that the world's biggest problems can be solved by entrepreneurs, not the government, but by entrepreneurs. So
You're opening a
I,
big topic there.
I'm such a herald of entrepreneurship that
Okay.
alam mo yan, may tao tayo, sinuportahan ko yung business niya.
Mm.
And sobrang happy ko that the business is growing.
Mm.
Because of the loyalty I showed this person, she's also loyal to us. Yun naman yun. So, that's how much I believe in entrepreneurship.
Okay. I just wanna inject this one kasi ito talaga matagal ko nang pinag-iisipan. So is it the men who solve the country's problem or the government?
I think it's the entrepreneurs. Businessmen or businesswomen, I think it's the entrepreneurs who will be able to make our country a better place. Largely. Largely. If we have entrepreneurs who really have the best interests at heart of the people, the country itself, I think they're the ones who can really change the country. Because if you look at the reality of things now, the government officials that we have, they're vouched for and they work with the biggest business people. Sadly, these business people have their own business agendas that they put ahead of the greater good of our country. So, we need more entrepreneurs who are willing to serve others, who are less absorbed with themselves. More selfless.
Correct.
Yun yung kailangan natin.
Correct. I have the
And-
same thought.
Yeah, and
Yes.
they're rare. They're very
Very
rare.
rare.
I hope that more entrepreneurs will be willing to help, willing to share their thoughts. What we're doing right now, we don't make any money from this. There's zero money we make from this. We don't make any money from the Leadership Stack podcast. But I want to do this to be able to pay it forward to other people, to grow more entrepreneurs, to grow more leaders and managers. Yun talaga yung vision eh.
I agree. Some people just hide what they want, what they know. They
Mhm.
don't share it. So that's
Yeah.
the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not helping each other, hiding what you know, helping each other, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, any ideal budget before you start a business?
Ideal budget?
Mhm.
Not really. Not really. I mean, if you want to start a real estate business, of course you have to count the cost of building whatever it is that you want to develop.
Mhm.
But there's no real budget for it. Iba-iba eh. Like with SUAC, we started with 1,300 pesos. That's it. Because we're a service-based business. You don't need a lot of capital. If you want to start a trading business where you buy and then you sell, for example, you buy sugar, you sell sugar, then you have to have a lot of capital. 700 million, buy a lot of sugar. You want to be a sugar cartel here, you gotta buy a lot of sugar. Then you sell it all. Ganun. So, it depends on the kind of business that you want to start eh. There's no real budget for it.
Okay. But to follow up this question, so you have this business idea, you want to try it out, of course, and you don't have the fund. So what do you do?
But you need the fund.
Would you rather start lend
I
lending
would
of
always
money?
start with my own money.
Own money?
Yeah, own money. Because you'd be more conservative with risking if it's your own money, which I think is a very wise idea.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, you'd be more madiskarte, more resourceful. You'd make your money last longer, go farther. Because it's your own money.
Instead if you borrow it.
Instead of if you borrow it,
From the
minsan
bank.
mas less yung love mo for it eh. Mas less yung care mo for it. So you spend more mindlessly.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's your own money, you really want to spread that as far as you can spread it. So for example, if I'm going to be starting a business where I need to rent a warehouse, I need to be able to build aquaponics that is big because I want to do a mass production of Bako Pamonyeri business.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to spend on all of that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to spend on a small one
Mm-hmm.
and see if I can sell it through online or through door-to-door kung kailangan ako mag-door-to-door, kung may bibili ba ng product ko. And then I would tailor fit my sales pitch because everything rises and falls in sales, in business. If you can't sell, you got no business. So I would always tweak my sales pitch or my proposal to the point that I'm closing at least 70% of the people I talk to. Ganun na siya ka-effective. Sobrang ganda na ng value proposition ko that I can keep on selling.
That's the magic eh. Kasi I noticed that people start with the idea, pero pagdating na sa sales, dun na nagsa-stop. Kasi they will just wait and then no one's buying. Oh
Because
my.
they don't invest in their minds. They don't invest here. You have to learn how to sell. And you don't learn it just by doing it. You also learn it by reading. You also learn it by listening. You learn it also by riding shotgun. Maybe you know someone in your life, they're selling really well. Magaling sila sobra magbenta ng real estate, insurance, whatever it is they're selling. You ask them, can I ride with you? One day, just one day, I just want to go around with you, see how you're selling. You know, believe me, 50% of them at least would say, yeah, why not? And then you go around, you listen to how they sell, you learn it. You learn so many things. Because when you master sales, that will make you rich. When you master sales. No, there's no way you cannot become rich when you know how to sell well.
To answer one of our team members' question, you don't just stop with a good idea, right? You have a good idea for a business, you start it, you buy what you can with the money you can invest into it, but you have to go through with sales, follow through with sales, right? So I think that's where people get stuck. Talaga. Honestly, I think marami yung percentage people getting stuck on the sales na. They have a very good idea but they cannot sell.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Next question. What is your worst client interaction and how did you deal with it?
I didn't even know it was the worst interaction until Apple told me. I thought it went well, but then one of the personnel of that client says, oh, it was a testosterone war in there, where the client was like raising the voice and I was also raising my tone down, and I didn't notice it until it was done. And the client wasn't happy and they just finished the contract and that's it. So I reflected on what went wrong in that supposed discussion. And what went wrong was I wasn't clear on the scope of the contract. They thought that conversion optimization was supposedly a free part of our contract, which is not. And it's quite clear naman in the contract that it's not. But they were expecting it to be a part of it. So what I should have done is in that meeting, instead of me saying, that's CRO, that's not part of the contract, I should have explained to them that what you really want, which is focused now on the conversions of your website, is not included in the scope of our contract. But here's the good news. We can do that. If I said it that way, I think that mas palatable sa kanila yun. It would have at least ended better, in a better tone. I mean, it didn't end badly naman. They paid up, everything. So, but that interaction just made me think how to do that better.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you see, sales is not also just you can just sell it. No, there's it's actually hard also. There's a challenge there. So
Of
you make
course.
mistakes.
Of course.
Of course. So just to add to that question, so what were your earlier mistakes for sales?
I would say right now, top of mind, is agreeing and fulfilling things that are out of scope. So, medyo masyado talaga tayong mabait nung earlier days. I kept on doing pro bono stuff for clients that are out of scope just to strengthen the relationship.
Okay.
Some of them paid off.
I
Some of
agree.
them paid off. Kliyente pa natin hanggang ngayon. There are cases na we went out on a limb and then wala. They just cut the contract and they dropped us like a hot potato. So I think yun yung mga, for me, not such a good deal.
You got burned.
Yeah.
And you have to get burned.
We got burned. I still do it sometimes. So you really have to read the person you're dealing with. If you think that this person has good gratitude, then they'll stick with you. Diba? Depende sa tao eh. May ibang tao walang utang na loob eh. And you can't tell it naman at the get-go kung walang utang na loob yung tao.
But always give the first helping hand, right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. Yeah. That's good.
All right, hope you guys learned from this episode that we have, and we had a lot of business questions here. We had a lot of operational questions as well. So if you are leading a team, you're a mid-level manager, maybe a high-level manager, or you're a C-level executive, maybe a founder of a business, I hope that what was discussed here today and the question and answer portion was very helpful for you. And if it was, please let us know in the comment section or reach out to us if you're tuned in while you're driving in a podcast, in this podcast episode. Just hit us up. We have our Facebook, our Discord channel. We still read messages from all of these channels, and we will get back to you. And if you are listening via iTunes, please do leave us a review if you found this episode helpful. Thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you next time. So that's a wrap for this Silent Sanctuary Reserve Campgrounds team outing, mini team outing. We had a lot of fun. We were able to indulge in the activities of the lake. And of course, we were able to also see a different side of our people, our team members. And that for us is very valuable. And it goes both ways. They also, of course, probably saw a different side of us in the Execom. It's always a good thing to be able to spend life on life and not just have to keep on working all the time. We're on our way home. We just left Silent Sanctuary Campground, so medyo pa-hill at pa-zigzag pa tong daan natin. Pero tomorrow's going to be a non-working holiday, Independence Day. So this camping trip was actually pretty well scheduled. It also did not rain as badly as we expected it kasi nakalagay dun sa forecast thunderstorms. So by God's grace, He held back the rain talaga. We were able to fully enjoy the camping trip. That's nothing short of a miracle for me. And I hope that the next camping trips that we will have with the SEO Hacker team will also have good weather and will also be as enjoyable as this one. Alright, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please don't forget to subscribe, to hit the like button and the bell notification icon. That helps us out a lot. And if you found this episode valuable, please do share it with your friends, family, colleagues, and anyone you think might find some good value out of this as well. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next episode.